this point from then learning a name.
We saw this footage already. And this is the ocean. Why are the fire lizards drinking salt water? Sorry, this just triggered me. Also fire and water, whatever. I don't think it's like the playable teaser, it's very different.
To set up like with the graphics to be like a model. That's the core problem.
That's some cool barrier effect on the waves. Did you see that?
Even, like, listen to and say like, if you do it like that, everybody will like it.
Look at that shit.
That's the core problem.
That's good looking.
There's so many different opinions.
Wow, these 13 minutes really flew by. It's a nice video. I like this stuff. They should make many more. We have two options here. Or it's a genius marketing move. Just throw out something random, or maybe make some stuff bad on purpose so we have strong reactions, and from there, A, we get traction on the internet, and B, we get huge amount of feedback, so to know how people would like to want this, and we work on it. And whoever came up with this should have a raise and, I don't know, shares of the company and whatever. Option B, it's out. It's out now. Wait a second. Wait. All right, Alt-Tab. Mute the game. Hope you guys want to check it out. Let's go for it. Hey, Adrian. Let's go. All right.
The original Gothic was so popular and so unique at the time that I feel like it deserves a proper remake.
Okay. Carvalho. The music, of course. Yeah, of course. It's always Kai Rosenkrank doing the music, so and he remade his soundtracks basically.
First and foremost, to respect and embrace the original vision behind the game. We studied the original vision. We tried to understand everything what they were trying to say, they were trying to convey.
Is this Javi?
We just thought about, okay, this is a remake. That's the first thing the fans should have to do. We are not trying to reinvent the wheel or to do something crazy with the Gothic franchise. I mean, this is a remake. We embrace, we honor the original vision, and we just try to...
It's not similar, but not him.
The uttermost respect.
After so many years, and actually after quite a short time after the release of Gothic 1, when I look back at the music that I've done back then, I kind of always find the things that I would have loved to improve. If I had more time, I would have thrown things away and replaced them with other ideas. So that constant, striving and drive to make everything better, now I get a second chance. So I can return to my music that I wrote back then and create new versions, create fresh versions.
I mean, it looks good, guys.
Stand the test of time.
It looks good.
It's been more than 20 years since the first Gothic came out. And it's difficult to think about how you bring something that has such a history into modern times with the quality of life we have now, and how you stay truthful to the original experience of playing such a game, which was quite innovative, quite new to the whole market.
No more or lamps.
Brought to RPGs.
I got immersed into the world of Gothic.
It was orcs.
To Kai Rosenkranz and his
Hey, it's Timur!
And I want to say a big thank you to Snowball localization team.
There was, I don't know, 15 years, over 10 years, there was nothing happening with it, which is sad, because it's like, it's a franchise and a game that people deeply care about and are very emotional towards too. And I'm myself sad, actually, that I never got to play another Gothic game in these times.
We
have mods.
With memories. We're just trying to embrace the original vision of the authors.
When I was young, I played the games in German. It was one of the only games which had a real character and authenticity to German culture. Like, the dialogues were written in a way how you and me would speak if we would be, I don't know, friendly, drinking a beer and talking about stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that
hey, Nick,
was never done by a game.
Normies don't know about mods.
So natural and so close to reality, in a way, without being a simulation or whatever. It kind of fascinated me always, right? Because it also they were cursing each other in the game and reacting to each other in a very rude way sometimes, and
it's really down to earth
like
way.
an attractor for me.
De sentirte parte,
I don't know, guys. It looks
ese
good.
mundo
What
ya.
can I say? It looks
La
good.
música, los environments.
Así que Gothic me gustó mucho por el setting y por el mundo.
Holy
y me
shit,
llamó mucho la
that
atención, pues que era un juego que
The
no
fucking
estaba
Shadow
acostumbrado a jugar
Beast.
en ese momento. Un juego que no te guía, no te indica dónde tienes que ir,
Wanna
ni
see
lo
it
que tienes
again?
que hacer.
Let's
Tienes
see
que
again the
prestar
Shadow Beast,
atención
come
a lo
on.
que te dicen los personajes. Tienes que... Así que Gothic me gustó mucho por el setting y por el mundo. Y me
That
llamó
thing
mucho
is
la
big.
atención, pues que era un juego que
It's like a
no estaba
bear.
acostumbrado a jugar en ese momento. Un juego que no te guía, no te indica dónde tienes que ir, ni
Unreal
lo que tienes
5,
que
yes.
hacer. Tienes que prestar atención a lo que te dicen los personajes. Tienes que comprarte el mapa, tienes que...
Tomb Raider
estar muy
Climb,
atento
yeah,
y eso
yeah.
realmente
It's a skill
es una
apparently you
experiencia
can
muy
unlock.
inmersiva, y yo creo que eso es lo que más me gustó del juego.
Gothic is a very grounded
Hey,
game.
Xavier,
I don't
my
feel
man.
Like it's tough. It's
He grew
hard,
some beard.
But
I guess I gave him inspiration when we
What
met.
this was amazing to me the first time that I played Gothic was how you could solve a lot of situations taking advantage of everyone. Everyone would take advantage of you, of course, but then you have these chances where you can take advantage of a
No, I can
character
run
killing
it,
a
don't
scavenger
worry.
for you, so you can go around something.
Creo que lo que más me gusta del
I'm gonna
Gothic,
rob a bank and
que
buy a new
que
PC if
combina la
needed.
magia y todo,
I don't really
que
have
no
to read
pudiera
to
existir en la
understand
vida
Spanish
real,
for
sino
some
que es
reason,
algo
because it's
que
very similar to
se
Italian.
hace
The living world, like the simulation, that like everything is kind of like, everything had a daily routine, you can affect it, you can get to discover, kind of like be part of the life. It was the first simulation that I feel like was not centered around the player. It was actually going on while, you know, you were not the center of attention for everything. You were just a nobody.
No, it looks very, it's a
you
bit
know, your
like
fighting
foggy,
styles like that the main character had.
sometimes
I
blurry.
think everybody struggled fighting against the first scavenger or run away from the diggers. And for me, this point from then learning that all the decisions make sense and all affect, and in the end of the game you are stronger and you get a name.
You saw this footage already?
That's the most memorable thing of the game.
For me, the main thing that for me defines Gothic, it's the way you interact with other characters. I mean, it's not about, you know, killing 20 wolves and so you get a rise in your level of expertise in sword fighting. It's about find someone, convince him to teach you how to improve your skills, and then maybe if you are good enough, he will teach you something. No? These human relations.
Our aim was also to create this remake in a mindful way and with respecting greatly the original, but we also wanted to set up like with the graphics to be like a modern game with a realistic look, right? And that kind of fights with the original, because the original, they only had so much polygons per figures, for example. And with these restrictions, you design creatures and NPCs and whatever, you design it in a very specific way to get the fantasy in your head, right? You had to do this back in the day. If there is people who are like, yeah, but I like this look. If you really like the look of the
It's
original
blurry as the other
game,
UAE
I think
games
there
when
is a
playing
game
100%
for you, which is
resolution.
the original.
Okay.
And thankfully, I mean, you can now play Gothic 1 and 2 as classic editions on modern consoles, which I think was also one
I
of
don't think
our
it's like
key
the
parts,
playable
like
teaser, it's very
strategy always
different.
To take care about franchises and IPs, to make sure the thing that people love is actually preserved.
In the end, we're fighting to recreate the love memories. And in Spanish, we say, there's a say that says, cualquier tiempo pasado fue mejor. It seems
It should be very different. It is very different from playable
past
teaser.
time was way better. So in the end, we're trying to challenge with this, but it's a nice challenge. So when I read some fans' comments,
They're
about-
drinking salt
they say, for
water, by the
example,
way.
Newcam. So in the end, we're
And this is the ocean. Why are the fire lizards drinking salt water? Sorry, this just triggered me. Also, fire on water, whatever.
trying to challenge with this, but it's a nice challenge. So when I read some fans' comments about, and they say, for example, a Newcam image, no,
They can
we
boil
released
it on demand,
much
yeah,
ago-
and purify it
not much time ago,
internally.
and they say, wow, this is exactly how the Newcam was in my imagine when I was playing. No? And then some other fans show him the real image of the Newcam of the original game, no? And they say, what the hell? What the fuck? What's this? In my head, it was like the remake one.
So first of all, I think that the fan base of the original is a multi-layered demographic and structure. I think there's not one voice that you can listen to and say, like, if you do it like that, everybody will like it, and that's the core problem.
That's some cool barrier effect on the waves. Did you see that?
Even, like, listen to and say, like, if you do it like that, everybody will like it.
Look at that
that's,
shit.
That's the core problem.
That's good looking.
There's so many different opinions. There's even, like, when we did the Gothic
This is playable teaser.
there were even like old fans who were like, great, finally you are doing something different with it. I disagree with this. I feel like with the playable teaser, the aim was to really push the boundaries and go over it to get strong reactions, and we got that. So that worked out.
So back in the day, we were asking, okay, what fans want? What do they want? They want the same story with new graphics.
It dropped right now, GTO. Hello.
Maybe they want a new story within the world, or maybe they want something.
This is playable
in the line
teaser.
of new modern games where the character is always talking and doing jokes to the player.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we thought, okay, let's go stream. Let's force a very strong reaction, and with that we can understand what they really want. No, and in the end we got the reaction. We got a lot of ideas from the fans. The fans showed us the way, and they helped us to create the pillars of the Gothic remake. No, I remember 4 years ago creating a document with the pillars of the game view and saying, okay, those are we cannot move. Those are the pillars of everything what we are constructing the next years. Those are the founding pillars, and it should be that. So for me, the PT was good because it helped us to define those basic pillars, and we are here today.
When we started to create the real Gothic 1 remake and Gothic Greenlight to do it, we set out to, or we defined that first and foremost, we have to please the old Gothic fans. Because if they don't like our game, then this game has no right to exist.
I would say two things. The first thing is to the fans is that I hope that they fully understand the way we embrace the original, the way we respect and we are trying to honor the original, because we understand how important is this game, well, the franchise, but Gothic 1 in special for them. No, sometimes I read fans telling, okay, I was playing this with my father, and I will play the remake with my son. So I hope that they understand that we are doing this with passion and with all of our heart.
It's the people out there that make us do what we love doing. They enable us to do that, and they are kind of the other half of that world that kind of only works if the both halves come together. We, being passionate game developers that pour our hearts and souls into making the game, and the audience that enjoys playing those games and kind of keeping it alive over so many years.
And for the future, I would like to play Gothic Remake in 20 years with Aran, with my son. He's 2 years old now, but maybe in 15 years or 16 years, we can play together, and I say, okay, Papa, you did this, and I say, yeah. But yeah,
that's so nice. That is so nice.
Play together to this.
And that it is. Wow, these 13 minutes really flew by like nothing. It's a nice video. I like this stuff. They should make many more. The Red Sky for Hierarchy, yeah, exactly. Pretty cool. I don't know. I like this stuff. I like this stuff. I have good impressions about it. I don't know. The only thing that will never convince me, the link, yes. The link is here. The only thing that will never convince me, they keep saying this.
Momento, un juego que no te guía, no
but when they say, we did the playable teaser to push reactions from the fan, I don't know. I mean, I believe that this is what they're sticking with in terms of like internal policy. I look, maybe it's me, maybe I'm wrong. Probably I'm wrong. But I will never get rid of the feeling that no, the playable teaser was what they thought could be an evolution of Gothic, and then they got huge, let's call it backlash, even if it's not the right word, but you know what I mean. And then they were like, okay, no, let's take the suggestions and do it as people is saying. Hey, Lele, hello. I don't know, that's just my feeling about it. I think that they were kind of committing with the central idea, because there's always this thing of, no, we did it on purpose, bad underlying thing. which again, it might be 99% true, but I can't get rid of the feeling that in fact they wanted to have a different approach because it's a remake. So they wanted to add something different to the plate, but then the old fans really didn't like it. And then from there, they just, moved their direction to something that pleased more the fans. And it's working because now I think that the final, what's becoming the final result is pretty cool, if you ask me. It was not to trigger people, but test the water. Maybe test the waters. I mean, I don't think like they were like, okay, playable teaser is what we are doing here, see it. And people were like, oh, no, my God, it's so bad. And then they were like, okay, maybe let's change it. It's not like that. It's something in the middle. Of course, the teaser was to see the reaction, mostly from the publisher, to see, hey, if we make a remake of this game, which will cost millions of dollars, will people be interested today? So that was one of the first questions, if you ask me. They wanted to see if it has any hook on communities, on players who wanted to see this. That's one of the things. You misunderstand that badly. The concept to begin with, you can't nail it spot on the second time. There's no way. When I say test the waters, I think they wanted most to find how many people would react. Yeah, exactly. First thing, how people would react. Is there interest? Will people give a shit about it? Will they ignore it? That was the main thing. Because of course, before committing to such a thing, you need to at least have an idea if it's gonna have success. You can't know 100%, but you want to have an idea. From there, I don't know, sometimes I get the feeling that they're trying to say that they just threw out the playable teaser not in the worst way possible, but with not exactly optimized ideas and to test the wall. I don't know. I feel like they kind of were committing to that idea of default honor combat and all that stuff. But then the reaction was so strong that they had to change it. I don't know. I see it that way. On the other hand, if you understand the concept, then you can trigger people first and then also nail it later. Oh, okay, we have two options here, if you ask me. We have two options. Or it's a genius marketing move. So they did, okay, fuck it, let's do it, let's throw it out, but just throw out something random or maybe make some stuff bad on purpose so we have strong reactions. And from there, A, we get traction on the internet, and B, we get huge amount of feedback. So to know how people would like to want this, and we work on it. This is option A, and this would be fucking genius marketing, and whoever came up with this should have a raise and, I don't know, shares of the company and whatever. Option B, they were like, no, this playable teaser, this is like how they would like to see the game. Let's throw it out. People were like, nah, and then they changed it. We have these two options. We will never really know which one is the truth. Of course, they claim it's option A because you still have public relations to work on. You can't say, we did a project, it was terrible, nobody loved it, so we were forced to change it. They will never be able to say this if it was the case. I'm not saying it's the case. Players can feel when something is wrong, but few can articulate properly. That's why usually they hate. It's an easy way to say this sucks, but it doesn't explain why. Yeah, but they got like thousands of messages and reviews of people telling in detail what they didn't like. So, by the way, it's just to purposely make a bad teaser just to get reaction. That's the thing that scratches an itch for me. That doesn't convince me. Sure. Also because it's not like they did it in a month. They did it. It took 1 year to make the playable teaser, 1.5 years. So there was commitment. So they believed in the project. Why should you do a project that you know is bad on purpose to have bad reactions so you can have all this time? You see, but this entire matter is secondary, of course. I don't really care about it. It's just a personal thought I have. I want to share with you. The important is that now they're on the right track for sure. Game looks good. It feels good. I played it. I played the demo, at least the Nairas demo, and all is looking good. I don't want to be too hyped because we didn't play the game yet, but all seems to be looking good and cool. I'm just saying it's not plausible to make a huge mistake first, but then miraculously nail it perfectly the second time. To me, most plausible is exactly what they say. They triggered us with the PT on purpose. I don't know. I don't believe that. To show investors that THQ, I don't believe that. I don't believe they wanted to do it bad on purpose to trigger people. Because they know that Gothic has such a hardcore fan base that whatever you throw out to the public, they will go and check it out and grab it. You don't have to make it good. You don't have to make it bad. You can make anything, call it Gothic, throw it up, and any hardcore fan or most of the big fans or who play the game will go and check it, independently from how good or not good the game is. Hate kids, more reaction. Yeah, but again, that's the thing, Alandros. Or they are fucking genius and they did it on purpose, as they claim, or they didn't. And but the great amount of reactions helped them to have a better vision of what to do, and now they're doing it. It's option A, option B. And of course, we will never know. And of course, they will always claim, no, it was option B. I mean, from a marketing point of view, from a company point of view, that's what you want to do. I mean, I can't think of anyone. I mean, there were just very few cases, though. It could be possible because there were a very few cases where companies did something, players didn't like it, and they were like, okay, sorry, we will do it better next time. So it's not impossible. I don't know. It's just, but again, it's just a nitpicking aspect that I always heard the story. Let's have a better frame, maybe. Poor Mega. I blocked him in a very bad position. If they didn't, what are the chances they understood nothing of Gothic at the beginning with PT? What do they have to understand about Gothic if they are, most of them are fans, or they have leading people who are fans, know the game, and can instruct the other people working on it on how to do it? It's not like you need people to tell you if you know the game. I don't know. The way they banked on instantly pissing off 95% of their core audience with PT release, I don't buy that. That's the thing I'm saying. That's the thing I'm saying. Again, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter at this point because the results, I mean, at the end of the day, this was the best way to approach and to tackle the entire matter. Now they did it on purpose. Now they didn't do it on purpose, and whatever, doesn't matter. The thing that matters is that today they seem to be on a very good track. But it's just that me personally, I don't buy the thing that, yeah, we did it bad on purpose, so to trigger more. I don't know. Again, it could be. There might be a fucking huge genius on top of the production saying, no, we're going to do it bad to trigger people because hate, whatever Alandros is saying, hate generates more traffic and shit. People will talk it badly. They will also give suggestions, and we take that and we try to improve it, you know. New trailer. Yeah, I have the link somewhere in the chat up there. Pissing off is easy to fix. You just show them later that you're doing it right. It's not really always like that because you could have, we did it wrong and people get, oh, fuck, they're doing it wrong. We don't believe in your project anymore. You could trigger that. And for a company, that's terrible. It's a huge risk, dude. Imagine it's a huge risk. You open any business, you do stuff bad on purpose to trigger reactions, and then you're going to be like, okay, now I fix it. You have to recover now. You have to catch up on your mistake on purpose. That's a very bold strategy. I mean, it's one of those strategies that if you do it right on the second time, it pays off immensely. I agree. But it's such a bold strategy, and you're putting big money on it. The ones they hate come to Discord, scream, rage, give in just send feedback. Yeah, I know that too. But anyway, as I said, it's not important. Important thing is that they're on the right track, if you ask me.
The whole market
and the game looks good. It feels good. It feels like playing Gothic. I like it.
Make his own choices.
It looks interesting and has a lot of stuff that really feels like the original.
Which is sad because it's like,
hopefully, they will manage to only pick the good things about the original and try to leave behind the bad things, because it's not like Gothic was a perfect game to begin with. I feel like with Gothic it would be so risky. It has a cult following. They could have easily lost everyone with fans just not caring about anything they do after PT. That's the catch. That's why both options are very valuable. We did it on purpose. We didn't do it on purpose, but you know, they're both super valuable options. It could easily be one of the two, like independently.
If we would be, I don't know, friendly, drinking
but yeah,
and talking about stuff, right? And that is something that
I don't know. At the end of the day, so far so good, I would say. So far so good. I'm very excited and can't wait to play this.
In a way, like without being
You're way too desperate for more Gothic.
fascinated me always, right?
It's such a gamble, Landros. It's such a big gamble to do it this way. They should copy and paste movement and combat code from original, just add new graphics and models. Yeah, but then what you get a remaster. That's the name, right? You get a remaster. And they want to do a remake. They want to add stuff on top of that. And from there, if the game goes well, they want to build up. You know, remember we've been playing it for 25 years. That's what exactly, Landros. That's why I say, if you throw anything at the Gothic public, they will jump on it. You don't have to do it bad on purpose to have more traction. You throw, hey, new Gothic, we're doing it. All the Gothic fans, which seems to be their main focus, will jump on it. So why also do the gamble thing? It's such a risk. Hello, Masti, by the way. Streaming and Gothic MMO, what is going on there? Yeah, and we're also checking the new trailer from Gothic Remake that just dropped. Masti, I hope you will be proud of us, because, okay, we can cut this down anyway. Great stuff. I wish I could like it more, but I can't, so... Hey, Xavier. Such a nice guy. Best of luck to you guys, that's for sure. Okay, so let's use the new thing from Mr. Bushka. Okay. Masti, look at this. Look at this, Masti. Are you ready? Are you ready to read our clan name we just made yesterday? Look at that. You do have to do it for the investors. You drop a Gothic prequel, anything, the investors see a lot of traction. They're sold already. You don't have to generate